Daily Fox. I'm actually heading home from work, but first I've got to stop at the parts store because the Daily Fox has another problem, and I've got to fix this ASAP. Okay, so made it back from the parts store, made it home. I was gonna try to recreate the symptoms for you guys to see it, but this is kind of a problem that you really don't want to mess around with. Years ago, Ford has actually issued a recall on this, so I decided against trying to recreate it. I can tell you the symptoms I was having. So I don't want to cause any issues, but anyway, so this morning I was going to work and stopped at the gas station, went to back up, and I have an aftermarket radio with a backup camera, and the picture didn't come up for the backup camera, so I thought that was kind of odd. I was like, well, maybe the camera's out, it's cheap, it's from eBay, so no big deal. So going to work and go to pull into the parking lot, from a turn signal on, well, it doesn't work. I'm like, well, that's pretty interesting. So I had seen this before, actually, in, I believe it was in either an 89, another 89 that I had back in the day, or my 92 coupe that I had, to where neither turn signal would work. That was one of the symptoms. And then actually, when I was leaving work today, another symptom was the AC wasn't turning on. Nothing was happening. The car was running, turned the AC to max, but nothing was happening. So those were the symptoms I was having. I'm sure a lot of you guys could probably guess what it is by now, but let me show you what we got. Okay, so here we go. This is the part that I picked up today. And like I said, I'm sure some of you have guessed it already. But there it is. Here's the box. Here it is. The ignition switch. And like I said, Ford does or did, they may still currently, I don't know. Haven't checked the VIN on this car to see. I mean, these switches are cheap enough that I don't need to take it to the dealer, but there is a recall on this. Cars were catching on fire, and even with the key out, ignition off, cars were catching on fire were the reports that I heard. Like I said, that was way back in the day, but this is a typical Foxbody repair. I've done it several times on previous Foxes that I've owned, and I guess now it's time for this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get the switch changed out. Once I get everything taken apart, I guess I'll kind of show that, so that if anybody that hasn't done this or hasn't seen, you know, what it looks like in the column, you know, I'll show that, maybe talk about it for a minute. Not going to do a full install. I keep saying that, but not going to do a full, you know, repair fix video on this, but I'll highlight it so that everybody can see, and for those that have never done it, never seen it, give you a better idea of what you're going to see and what you're going to run into. So, but anyway, let's get this fixed. It's hot out here, and I wasn't prepared to do this today, so let's get it done. All right, so we've got the column trim apart. Basically, you know, you just want to take those trim pieces off, and what we're looking at here is the back of the switch where the wiring plugs in. And then take it around to the other side. Hopefully this wind won't get in the way from the fan. But there's the switch. As you can see, there's a screw here, screw here. That's how it mounts. Had to take this loose so I can get to those. But take a look at that switch. What they do is they like to separate, the plastic likes to separate from that metal. And that's what causes the issue. When it separates like that, it doesn't make good contact, and you can actually move the contacts around just by moving your ignition cylinder here, just by moving the key around. That can cause some major problems. But now that we got to it, we're going to unbolt it and probably get you a closer look at the switch once it's unbolted and off, and see if there's any more damage to it. So here we go. All right, so here we go. The new switch is in and appears to be functioning properly. See if I can get you a good shot. Let me move the keys out of the way. But the new switch is in. Now cycle it. Very little play in the key there, which before I could move it quite a bit. But that appears to be working great. But I do want to show you the old switch. Now the old switch, I tried to disconnect the harness from it and it just fell apart. So there's the old switch. This actually stayed in the harness, pulled away from this, the metal piece. This piece inside here, which moves, it fell out. So I mean, it basically just kind of fell out when I tried to disconnect the harness from it. So it was definitely time to get this changed out, and you can see it's pretty nasty in there. It looks like there's maybe some arcing had gone on in there. It's pretty dark, looks kind of burnt, but that's what happens in these old Foxbodies. These switches are notorious for that. And what it is basically is this plastic will eventually pull away from this metal, because all you've got holding it are these little tabs. That's all that holds the plastic to the metal piece. So I know probably most of you guys know this already, but for the guys out there that have not run into this issue, be on the lookout. And if you have, you know, some weird electrical issues going on, you know, like I said, this affected my turn signals, the reverse camera for my aftermarket stereo, and also the AC. Like I turned the AC on and it didn't do anything. The blower didn't come on, nothing, until I actually moved the key around, you know, and it came on. So, but like I said, that, you know, there's a recall on this, or there was a recall. I don't know if it's still active. I may post up like a picture of that, you know, or the recall number. I may post that up on this video, you know, kind of a little screenshot maybe, or something like that. But yeah, this is probably about, I've probably changed about a dozen of these things, and you know, this is what happens. But you know, these cars aren't getting any younger, so these are the little things that are going to happen. But it's not too bad of a fix. Once you get, I had to loosen up, you know, the top gauge cluster surround. I had to loosen that up to get to the screws. But yeah, that was definitely a problem, or something serious possibly waiting to happen. So, but we got it fixed up, thankfully, and we're gonna wrap this up. So that's it. The daily is fixed. We are good to go. Got everything back together. Got the trim back on it, on the column there. Everything works good. Very little movement of the cylinder, which before I could move it quite a bit. But we are good to go. So the daily is back. A rather quick and easy fix, honestly, but you know, potentially a serious problem. You definitely don't want your car catching on fire. I wouldn't. But anyway, that's that. Hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do that, and we'll see you on the next one.